Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Persian ebook before it's gone.
Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. Salam, man Anita. Az didanat khoshbakhtam. Hi, I'm Anita. Nice to meet you. In this series, you're going to learn basic Persian expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you will learn how to introduce yourself in Persian. There are only 2 sentences you need to learn. But first, it is important to clarify that in Persian, there is a difference between formal and informal language. First, let's see how Persian people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Salam, man Anitam. Az didanat khoshbakhtam. Hi, I'm Anita. Nice to meet you. Salam, man Anitam. Az didanat khoshbakhtam. Start by saying salam, which means hi. Then say man, I, your name, and then am, which means to be or am. Salam, man Anita am. Persian word order is different than English. Word for word, this literally means hi, I, Anita, am. Finally, say, az didanat khoshbakhtam. This means, nice to meet you. Salam, man Anita am. Az didanat khoshbakhtam. Now let's look at the same sentence in formal speech. Salam, man Anita hastam. Az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. Hello, I'm Anita. Nice to meet you. Salam, man Anita hastam. Az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. So, what has changed from the informal introduction? Let's take a closer look. The informal man Anita am has turned into man Anita hastam. In both cases, man stands for I or me. Hastam means am, and it's added to the end of the formal introduction instead of just am. Am is actually just the short version of hastam, which is the to be verb conjugated for the first person. Finally, pay attention to how nice to meet you changes. We went from az didanat khoshbakhtam to az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. Here, didanet and didan shoma are different. Didanet is used when speaking informally to only one person. It is formed by adding et, meaning your, to the end of didan, meaning seeing or meeting. In the formal version, instead of et, we add e shoma. Shoma is the formal word for you and can be used whether you're speaking to one person or a group of people. Once again, the informal way to introduce yourself in Persian is salam, man Anita am. Az didanat khoshbakhtam. The formal way to introduce yourself is Salam, man Anita hastam. Az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. Now it's time for Anita's advice. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Persian culture. And if you're not sure whether to use az didanat khoshbakhtam or az didan shoma khoshbakhtam, you can simply say khoshbakhtam. However, if you use the full correct sentence with Persian people, they're definitely going to be impressed. Do you know how to say thank you in Persian? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. Khadafez. سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Persian. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to use good manners as you thank people. Let's get started. There are several ways to thank someone. The formal way is خیلی ممنون. خیلی ممنون. Mamnun means thank you, and خیلی means a lot. So خیلی ممنون is like saying thank you very much. خیلی ممنون. Now for the informal version. You could remove خیلی and just say ممنون. But let me tell you something surprising. In Persian, we usually say merci, which is the French word for thank you. Merci. We don't have time to discuss the origins of why we say merci in Persian, but it's an informal and relaxed way to say thanks. How should you respond when someone says thank you? There are basically two different ways to say you're welcome. The first is خواهش میکنم. خواهش میکنم. خواهش میکنم literally means please. That's what it means in regular usage, but when used in this way, it is the equivalent of saying you're welcome. The other way to say you're welcome is the expression قابلی نداره. قابلی نداره. Literally, this phrase means this worth is nothing, or it was nothing, but it has become a common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So, when someone says merci to you, you can simply reply with خواهش میکنم or قابلی نداره. Now it's time for Anita's advice. If merci seems too casual, don't worry too much about it. In Persian, merci can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. Do you know what Khoda Hafez means? In our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Persian. Khoda Hafez! سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned how to show gratitude by saying thank you. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Iran. Are you ready? Then let's get started. The most commonly used informal greeting is salam. Salam. Salam means hi or hello. We use it when we meet someone or enter a room with people in it. We can use it as a greeting almost anywhere. After salam, we almost always say, how are you? When we greet friends or close relatives. It might seem strange to say it every time, but this is a part of normal everyday conversation in Persian. Let's try out the informal way of saying hello, how are you? Salam, chetori. Chetori. The I in chetori makes this sentence second person. The formal way becomes slightly longer. Add حال شما, which means your health. سلام, حال شما چطوره? حال شما چطوره? حال شما چطوره literally means how is your health. We use the word شما, you, instead of saying چطوری to make this more formal. Now, if you remember the first lesson, adding et to a word made it informal. Therefore, if you add et to hal instead of شما, you make the whole sentence informal. سلام, حالت چطوره? حالت چطوره? Notice that there are many ways of saying the same phrase in Persian, making it shorter or longer. But remembering the basic words will help you get through almost any conversation. Literally, salam means hello. We use other phrases too, but we always add salam at the start of a greeting. In the morning, we say salam, صبح بخیر. صبح بخیر. صبح is Persian for morning, and بخیر means to be good. So it really means wishing you a good morning. In Persian, we don't say good afternoon or good evening very much. Good morning and good night are used more often. During the rest of the day, the most common greeting is just salam. Good night is shab bekhair. Shab bekhair. Notice that we didn't say salam before shab bekhair. That's because we don't say good night when we meet someone. It is only used when leaving. In Persian, there is only one word for saying goodbye, but there is a small difference between the formal and informal versions. Formal, khoda hafez. Khoda hafez. Informal, khoda fez. Khoda fez. Khoda hafez literally means may God protect you, but it is used to say goodbye. Now you have learned many different ways to greet people in Persian. Let's review them all one more time. When meeting friends or relatives, salam, chatori. Salam, halet chatore. When meeting a stranger, someone older, or someone we don't know well, salam, hale shoma chatore. To say good morning, salam, sob bekhair. To say good night, shab bekhair. When living in a formal situation, khoda hafez. When leaving in an informal situation, khodafez. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Anita's advice. In formal situations, Persian people of the same gender commonly greet each other by shaking hands. However, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we hug and kiss each other on both cheeks. Don't be afraid to do this with your Persian friends, and don't be shocked when someone from the same gender tries to hug you or kiss your cheeks. It's perfectly normal. Remember that this is only if both people are the same gender. In Persian-speaking countries like Iran, you cannot shake hands or hug and kiss a person from the other gender in public. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase İngilizce sohbet nemikonid. Do you already know what this means? I'll be looking forward to talking about it with you in our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khodafez. سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned several of the most common greetings in Persian. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking in Persian, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're asking, even if their answer is no. Here's the informal and easy way to say it. İngilizce baladi. İngilizce baladi. In Persian, balad means can, or to be able to. Adding "i" to the end makes it an informal question. İngilizce baladi means, can you speak or communicate in English? Literally, it's, can you English? However, this is only used in very informal situations with close friends. Now we're going to make this sentence more polite by simply adding it to balad instead of "i." It becomes a slightly more formal question. İngilizce baladid? İngilizce baladid? But it's always a good idea to be as polite as possible when addressing strangers. Here's the most polite form. آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید؟ آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید؟ Let's pay a close attention to a useful new word here. آیا is a question word used at the start of sentences to turn a regular sentence into a yes or no question. آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید means, do you speak English? By adding ببخشید or excuse me, the sentence becomes even more polite. ببخشید، آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید؟ ببخشید، آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید؟ If someone replies to you in English, you'll know the answer to your question is yes. But if they answer you in Persian, you might receive one of these responses. بله, yes. بله, یک کمی, a little. یک کمی. نه، من انگلیسی صحبت نمی کنم. No, I cannot speak English. نه، من انگلیسی صحبت نمی کنم. Or نه، من انگلیسی بلد نیستم. No, I can't speak English. نه، من انگلیسی بلد نیستم. Since this last example is a negative reply to a yes or no question, we need to say نه, meaning no, at the beginning of the sentence. We also said نمی کنم, meaning don't, after the verb صحبت, meaning talk or speak. Or نیستم, meaning am not, after the verb بلد, meaning can. Combined with صحبت, meaning talk or speak, now you know that صحبت نمی کنم means I don't speak, and صحبت می کنید means you speak. Also, نیستم is actually the negative version of هستم, but it looks slightly different in the negative form. Verbs and phrases change depending on the person speaking. Now it's time for Anita's advice. Persian people study the English language at school and love to use English, so most people will understand you if you speak to them in simple English. For those of you whose native language is not English, you can use this same basic question for any language you need. Here are some other language names in Persian. Italyai for Italian, Rusi for Russian, Espanjai for Spanish, and Almani for German. In this lesson, we mentioned that the expression ببخشید means excuse me. But did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, we will learn this and other ways to apologize in Persian. It's never too late to show your good manners when speaking with Persian people. I'll see you in our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khadafez! سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase ببخشید. آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید؟ Excuse me, do you speak English? We use the word ببخشید, which means excuse me in Persian. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to use ببخشید and other words when apologizing in Persian. ببخشید is used in situations like when we are ordering something in a restaurant or asking for something in a store, and so on. For example, ببخشید یه قهوه لطفاً. Excuse me, 1 coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. ببخشید تخت جمشید کجاست؟ Excuse me, where is Persepolis? Similar to English, there is no informal way to say excuse me in Persian. The meaning is already polite. Persian people just ask questions more directly when speaking to a friend. But to make it polite, you can add لطفاً, meaning please, to the start or end of a phrase when asking for something. لطفاً یک قهوه میدی? Can you give me a coffee please? We also use ببخشید in a sentence when apologizing. This can be used both formally and informally, but in a more casual situation, it can also be shortened to ببخش, as in مرا ببخش. Forgive me. مرا ببخش. Please note that the way we say this phrase is different than the way it's actually written. The proper way is من را ببخش. First we have the word man or me. Next we insert را, which is always used grammatically after the object of a verb. In this case, it was me. Finally, we have the command verb ببخش, meaning you forgive. من را ببخش. You forgive me. But you will always hear it as مرا ببخش. Now it's time for Anita's advice. In Persian, just like American English, we usually don't say excuse me when asking for something from a friend. But when we want to ask something or call upon a friend, like, hey, do you know? Or, look, what is? Persian people use bebin, which literally means look. It is very common in casual speech. ببین تخت جمشید کجاست؟ Hey, where is Persepolis? Can you count in Persian? In the next lesson, you will learn the numbers from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in the next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. خداحافظ. سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody. I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Persian, including ببخشید and لطفاً. In this lesson, we are going to learn numbers in Persian. Yes, numbers. أعداد, from 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 دقیقه. Are you ready? Let's start. یک یک دو دو سه سه چهار چهار پنج پنج شش شش هفت هفت هشت هشت نه نه ده ده Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. یک دو سه چهار پنج شش هفت هشت نه ده Great job! What is before yek? Do you know? It's sefr. Sefr. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Persian. Let's try it together. We'll use the phrase شماره من, which means my number is. You say the numbers after that, and then finish by saying است. شماره من است. شماره من 0 9 1 2 3 3 8 7 4 5 است. Can you read it by yourself? شماره من 0 9 1 2 3 3 8 7 4 5 است. Perfect. Now it's time for Anita's advice. You can give your phone number like this, but be careful because it's more common to group the numbers in Persian. For example, this phone number would probably be read as 0 912 338 745. This makes them shorter to say and easier to remember. But how do you say numbers above 10? In the next lesson, we're going to learn just that. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson, from yek to dah. خداحافظ. سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes. the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I'll tell you again. Yek, do, se, chahar, panj, shish, haft, hasht, no, dah. And now, let's continue from 11. Yazdah, yazdah, davazdah, davazdah, sizdah, sizdah, chahardah, chahardah, punzdah, punzdah, shunzdah, shunzdah, hivdah, hivdah, hijdah, hijdah, nuzdah, nuzdah, and finally, we have bist, bist. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. Yazdah, davazdah, sizdah, chahardah, punzdah, shunzdah, hivdah, hijdah, nuzdah, bist. Notice that all these numbers, except 20, have dah in the end. These numbers may seem harder to remember, so you really just have to memorize them. Some of them look a lot like their base numbers, like chardah and chahar, but others you will have to memorize. Luckily, you can get a hint from the similarities of their first letter to their base numbers, like ye in yek and yazdah, d in do and davazdah, s in sizdah and se, and so on. Let's not stop at 20. Counting to 100 is super easy. Now, I'll give you the tens. Si, si, chehel, chehel, panja, panja, shast, shast, haftad, haftad, hashtad, hashtad, navad, navad, sad, sad. Again, some of these look like their base number, like panja, haftad, or hashtad. But others you could memorize by the similarities of their first letters to their base numbers. The last thing to learn today is how to form compound numbers above 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and add any number from 1 to 9. Then just put the particle o between them. So, how would you say 56 in Persian? Let's take it step by step. 50 is panja, and then you add the particle o in the middle before adding 6, shesh. Panjo shesh. It's done. Isn't that easy? Let's make some more numbers. 21, bistoyek, 32, siodo, 97, navadohaft, 101, sadoyek, 110, sadodah, 131, sadosioyek. Now it's time for Anita's advice. For numbers up to 100, you just need to memorize 1 through 19 and all the tens. If you remember them well, then you can easily make any number by adding an o between them. For beyond 100, it will be the same. You just need to memorize the hundreds. So when we made 131, We said 100, sad, the particle o, then 30, si, and another o, and finally 1, yek. So, what do you think 199 is in Persian? 100, sad, 90, navad, 9, no. So, sado navadano. After only 2 lessons, you are now able to count to 199 in Persian. In the next lesson, we're going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Iran? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khodafez! سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Persian. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers, because they will come in handy today. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Iran, or any Persian-speaking country. Before we go, you need to know how to say, how much is it? If you want to know the exact translation, it would be چقدر است. چقدر است. But normally, in Iran, we use this instead. چند است. چند است. Are you ready to go shopping in Iran? Let's go. You see something you like and want to ask the shop clerk how much it costs. The first thing to say is ببخشید. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. ببخشید. این چند است. ببخشید. این چند است. We need to ask this question while pointing at something, asking how much is this or that. That's why we need to add either this or that before چند است. Since Persian is a gender-neutral language, you will only use this or that, as in English. It always agrees between genders. This, in, that, on. How much is this? In چند است. In چند است. How much is that? On چند است. On چند است. Now, if you want to put an object in here, remember that you always put an object or a noun after this and that. For example, if you want to ask for the price of a hat, کلاه, near you, it would be ببخشید, این کلاه چند است? Excuse me, how much is this hat? ببخشید, این کلاه چند است? And if it was a bit further, you would say ببخشید, آن کلاه چند است? Excuse me, how much is that hat? ببخشید, آن کلاه چند است? At this point, the shop clerk can answer by saying the price. The currency in Iran is toman. For example, in 100 toman است. This is 100 tomans. In 100 toman است. Or he will just simply answer 100 toman. Now it's time for Anita's advice. A quicker way to ask how much is chande. So when you ask for a coffee or a qahve at a cafe, you can ask یک قهوه لطفاً. چنده? One coffee please. How much is it? At this point, can you count tomans in Persian? We are going to learn how to do this and much more in the next lesson. I'll be waiting for you in our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khodafez.
Want to master grammar? so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2. Read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with a lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3. Leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4. Unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to finally learn Persian the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1. Take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on PersianPod101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2. Read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3. Shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4. Use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5. Use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the Dialogue Study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6. Review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7. Listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8. Review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9. Participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10. Move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn Persian, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to PersianPod101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye! Are you feeling confident as a beginner-level language learner? Are you ready to move up to the intermediate level? Here are some tips to help you make that leap and advance your language learning progress. Tip number 1. Determine your skill level. It's important to look across your skills in the major language competencies: listening, speaking, writing, and reading. By taking our level assessment test, you can review your skills in each competency and see your strengths and weaknesses. Keep in mind it's normal to be better in some skills than others. Premium Plus users can take our level assessment test and get personalized recommendations and learning pathways based on your results. Once you've figured out which skills need work, it's time to take action. No matter which of your language skills need to be improved, make sure you choose a method that's both effective and fun to help maintain your regular learning routine. Tip number 2. Listening. The most effective way to build your listening comprehension is by building a strong vocabulary. The more vocab you master, the easier it will be to understand the context and details of the conversation. Songs in the target language are a key listening tool that will teach you common, everyday vocabulary. By learning and memorizing the lyrics, you're building up your vocabulary. If you really want your listening skills to take off, listen to our podcasts. We have hundreds of hours of audio lessons for you to listen to. Before you know it, you'll be able to understand shows and movies. Tip number 3. Speaking. Add speaking elements to your language routine. Try shadowing podcasts, repeating along while you listen. Match the native speaker's pronunciation and intonation. This is a fantastic way to improve your fluency and accuracy. You can also find a partner for conversation exchange. A partner can help correct your mistakes and teach you more natural ways to phrase your ideas. Tip number 4. Writing. An easy way to start writing more often is by keeping a one-sentence journal. Write one sentence in a journal every day. It doesn't take a lot of time and is a great habit for beginners to build a routine. You have to be consistent to make improvements. Ask native speakers to correct your writing to improve even faster. You can submit sentences and phrases to your teacher using Premium Plus. Tip number 5. Reading. Reading is a skill you can improve by yourself. There's no need to rush. It doesn't matter if you read 1 or 100 pages at a time. What matters is that you understand what you read. Write down new words as you read them to practice later. If there's an audio version, read along with the narrator. It'll help you read at a slightly faster speed than normal. You can use the audio that comes with each of our lessons. Bonus tip: never give up. Where do your language skills currently stand? Where do you want them to be? How do you get there? Whatever your goal is, make it clear and part of your life. You'll reach it if you stay focused and positive. And if you really want your skills to take off, make use of our tools and resources. They're designed to help you get to the next level in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free lifetime account. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds. Click the link in the description and start learning right away. I'll see you there. Bye! Can you really learn a new language all alone? Learning a language without traditional classroom instruction may seem quite daunting at first. What if you run into questions? How do you stay on track and motivated to achieve your goals? Don't worry. Not only is it possible to learn any language without traditional classroom instruction, we have created an advanced and extensive online language learning system to help you do just that. It's designed to help you learn a language on your own and is faster, more convenient, and less expensive than traditional classroom options. Here are 3 reasons to learn a language alone. Number 1. Learn at your own pace and on your own schedule. In today's fast-paced world, there isn't always time for traditional classroom instruction. But when you learn alone, you can study anywhere and anytime that suits your schedule best. It makes it far easier to actually reach your goal of learning and mastering the language. Number 2. Learning a language on your own can reduce stress and anxiety. In traditional classroom settings, there are pop quizzes, tests, and presentations in front of classmates. While it's valuable to learn public speaking skills and to be able to perform under pressure, for some people, these classroom pressures are a big hurdle for their language learning dreams. Learning alone, however, removes these stressors. Learning outside of a traditional classroom setting can help reduce some of the stress you may feel, and you can work towards your goals all on your own. Number 3. Learning alone can help improve cognitive function. While classroom settings often require learners to spend lots of time memorizing information and following instructions, studying a language on your own requires you to problem solve so that you can self-teach and hit your goals. You'll also need to be strict with yourself and stick to a regular study schedule. So yes, in some ways, learning a language on your own can be more challenging than learning in a traditional classroom setting. But teaching yourself a language pays dividends throughout life. In addition to learning a language, you'll also learn time management and problem-solving skills. These are skills that will aid you when social and professional opportunities arise. So, how do you actually learn a language on your own? Number 1. Access our huge collection of audio and video lessons. Ideally, you want audio and/or video lessons that teach vocabulary, grammar, and provide actual conversations and dialogue in your target language to help you with real pronunciation. We have hundreds of hours of HD audio and video lessons on our website, created by professional teachers and actors to help you achieve perfect pronunciation. Plus, all lessons can be accessed 24/7 via any device with internet access. Number 2. Learning paths with courses based upon your exact needs and goals. Simply tell us your goals and we will identify the best courses and study plan to help you reach them in the shortest time possible. Even though you are technically learning a language on your own, our team is always here to help and make sure you reach your goals fast. Number 3. Use advanced learning tools. When you have the right tools and learning resources, it's actually easy to teach yourself a language. Over the last 10 years, we've developed, tested, and refined more than 20 advanced learning tools. These tools aim to boost retention and reduce learning time. Eliminate stress and start learning at your own pace, in bed, your car, or wherever you have a few spare minutes. Our learning resources and tools are designed to help you get to the next level in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free lifetime account. So if you want to learn language anytime, anywhere, sign up for a free lifetime account by clicking the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds. Click the link in the description and start learning right away. I'll see you there. Bye! Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2. Read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3. Leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4, unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Have you always wanted to learn a new language? You probably have your own reason for wanting to learn, but there are huge benefits to being bilingual that you might not know about. In this video, I'll introduce a few of them. Here are some reasons why you should learn a new language. Number 1, you become smarter. Studies show that learning a new language improves your focus and memory. It improves your decision-making. You score higher on intelligence tests, and you're less likely to be swayed by propaganda. Number 2, you make more friends. Because you get to communicate with more people, you can meet more people and make more friends. This will help you get more opportunities, like jobs. Number 3, find love. The more people you meet, the more opportunities you have of finding that special someone. Number 4, you can travel with ease. Simply because you can express yourself confidently in another language. Catching a cab, ordering food, and getting around will never be a problem. Number 5, you're more open-minded and feel more empathy. Because a new language puts you in another culture's shoes. When you can speak in another language, you see the world the way that the native speakers do. In fact, when some bilinguals switch from one language to another, they also switch personalities and express themselves differently. For example, people tend to feel more direct and assertive when speaking English, and more polite when speaking Japanese. So this allows you to understand others' worldviews and connect with people on a deeper level. Number 6, you delay the mental effects of aging by 4 or 5 years. Learning and mastering another language sharpens your brain and increases the amount of gray matter, which helps delay dementia. So if you're ready to finally learn and master a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! When learning a new language, we sometimes have a hard time with things like procrastination, discouragement, or failure. But don't panic. With a good strategy, you'll be able to overcome these difficulties. Are you ready to discover the 4 habits of successful learners? Number 1, optimize your time. When learning a language, it's important to dedicate time to your studies regularly, even if sometimes it's difficult. You're busy with school, work, family, or friends, but you can spread out your learning throughout the day. Study whenever you have small gaps of time in your busy schedule. This can be when you're on the metro, on your lunch break, or while you're exercising. Our podcast learning format fits perfectly into your tight schedule. Number 2, consistency with your chosen method. There are a lot of options when it comes to courses and learning materials. Switching from one method to another can confuse you and disrupt your progress. Focusing on one learning method will make a difference. Our method has been created and optimized by real teachers, so you can stick to it with confidence. Number 3, use your language background. Many languages share some commonalities. You can find words that look or sound similar, or even share the same grammar structure. A little bit of language background will give you an edge while learning. Number 4, study continuously. People are excited when they start learning a new language. The enthusiasm usually lasts until the first roadblock. This can lead to discouragement and procrastination. But don't burn yourself out. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn it all at once. Break things down into more digestible chunks. Learning step by step might feel slow, but it's an efficient way to learn a language. With patience, motivation, and good resources, you'll master the language. Remember, you can't learn a language overnight, but with motivation and these daily lessons, you'll be on the road to fluency. Give it a try now. Sign up for your account. Just click the link in the description. If you're learning a new language, there will be times when you'll struggle with the lesson, when you won't fully understand what you've learned, when you'll be in a rut, or when you just won't feel like you're making any progress. And that's totally normal. In this video, you'll learn what to do if you're not learning and how to overcome language learning struggles. Let's begin. Number 1, understand the mindset of a successful learner. Some learners are more successful than others. A key difference between successful learners and less successful learners is in the way they approach problems. Some learners rely completely on a learning program. If there's a grammar rule or word they don't understand, they get frustrated and blame the program. They don't look for solutions. Successful learners approach problems a little differently. If they encounter a problem, they look for a solution or ask for help instead of getting frustrated. You may feel frustrated at times, especially if you're a beginner, but how you choose to react will make all the difference. Number 2, set small, measurable, realistic goals with a deadline. Most learners fail because they set big, vague goals, like, I want to be fluent. When they realize they have no idea how to do that, they lose motivation and quit. The solution to this? Set small, measurable, realistic goals with a deadline. For example, finish 10 audio lessons by the end of this week. Learn 20 words by the end of this week. Speak 1 minute of conversation by the end of this month. Listen to lessons for just 5 minutes a day, every day this month. Now your goals are small and realistic enough to accomplish. They're specific and measurable, so you know when you reach them, and the deadline gives you a finish line. For example, either you learned all 20 words by Friday or you didn't. When you reach your goal, you gain a ton of confidence. This improves your chances of reaching your next goal because you've had experience reaching a goal and you understand the things you need to do to be successful. Number 3, read along with the lesson notes and lesson transcripts. Now, what if you're doing a lesson but you can't catch a word? Take advantage of the lesson notes and lesson transcripts and read along with the lesson. The lesson notes give you in-depth grammar and vocabulary explanations that are not available in the lesson. And the lesson notes give you the word-for-word transcript of everything said in the lesson. So if you want to pick up every word, read the transcript. Number 4, review, because repetition is the mother of all learning. If you're struggling with a particular word, grammar rule, or lesson, be sure to repeat and review it a few times. And then, come back a few days later and review it again. This same principle is used in our spaced repetition flashcards. The system quizzes you on words, then re-quizzes you in 3 days, then in 6 days, and so on, until the word gets embedded in your long-term memory. Some things you can do right now are download the lesson and lesson notes, save the words to your word bank, or even write down the words or grammar rules. Then come back to review them later. Number 5, reach out to our teachers and ask questions. If you're a Premium Plus member, you can easily get in touch with your teacher and get all of your points of confusion cleared up. Or you can always leave a comment on our lessons, and our teachers will get back to you. Remember, you're not alone. If you're struggling with a lesson, you can always get in touch with us. Number 6, take a break and go do something else. Another thing you can do is take a break and do something else that doesn't require much thinking. There's a reason our best ideas come while in the shower or while taking a walk. While you're on a break, your brain is more relaxed and starts making connections that you couldn't see when you were focused and stressed out. It's also why coming back to review things with a fresh mind can help you better understand the lessons you've taken. Number 7, downgrade your learning routine. If you're studying for 30 minutes a day and find yourself overwhelmed, or if you suddenly find yourself busy, the best thing to do is to reduce your study routine to something easier and more manageable. If you've been learning 30 minutes a day, drop down to 10 or 15 minutes. Even 5 minutes is good enough because language learning success comes with consistency. Quitting and coming back every 3 months won't work. This brings us to our next point. Number 8, remember, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Think about it. You can't cram for 5 hours and expect to remember everything you've studied. So just like with a marathon, it's okay to go slow and at your own pace, even if you're learning for just 5 minutes a day. Similarly, if you're having trouble understanding a grammar point or a lesson, don't let it bring you down. Learning a language is a marathon, a long-term game. The little points of confusion you have now are just small obstacles, and you'll fully understand them with time. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! If you're tired of knowing and speaking the language at a basic level and want to express yourself fluently just like native speakers, then you'll need to learn grammar. The problem? It can be tricky to learn. But don't worry. In this guide, you'll discover how to learn and master grammar with the Grammar Bank. 1. Where to get all of the grammar explanations you'll ever need. 2. The best way to learn grammar that's right for your level. And 3. How to expose yourself to real examples until the rules become natural to you with a study tool called the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But first, if you don't yet have access to our program, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. First, what is the Grammar Bank? The Grammar Bank is like a grammar dictionary, except online. It's a database of the must-know grammar rules and explanations that makes it easy to look up specific rules and learn them. Look for it in the top menu of our site. 2. How do you learn grammar with it? The best way to learn grammar is not to just study rules, but to learn in context and hear the grammar used in real life. And that's exactly how you learn with our lessons. You learn a quick conversation and hear how the grammar rules are used within that conversation. 3. What if you come across grammar that you're not familiar with? Or what if you want to review a specific rule without going back to redo a lesson? That's where the Grammar Bank comes in. You can look up grammar rules and get the explanations, examples, and links to lessons where we cover these rules. You can also sort grammar by learning level. So if you're an absolute beginner and want to make sure you know all of the absolute beginner grammar rules, you can do just that with the Grammar Bank. You can also sort the rules by spelling, category, and lesson series. And if you want to get used to the grammar patterns so that you can use them in conversation and become fluent, the best way is to expose yourself to examples as much as possible. Grammar is hard at first, but gets easy once you get used to it with enough exposure. Be sure to access the related lessons inside the Grammar Bank and listen to the native conversations that use the rule as much as possible. So, if you want to become fluent and speak perfectly, you'll need grammar. Take advantage of the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Persian ebook before it's gone.